Well, hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, you beautiful people. Welcome to the first episode of Eso-Tarot Talk with me, Enchanted Mystic Oracle. I'm going to be doing a few of these. They're kind of like mini condensed, super condensed podcasts all rolled into one. We're going to cover a lot of different topics. If you have a suggestion or you really want to talk about a certain topic, put it in the comments below. I will read all of your comments, and if people really like certain things, we will do an episode on it, okay? So the first episode that we're talking about is how to get the best reading possible in tarot. Mind you, with Eso-Tarot Talk, yes, we're going to focus on tarot for the most part, but we also are going to talk about other things. Anything that is esoteric or metaphysical, witchy, tarot, you name it. Anything that is related, we will talk about. We can touch on those subjects. Disclaimer, if my dog starts barking at any point in time on any of my videos, I will pause it and come back when he's done barking, all right? He likes to look out the window, and I never like to rob him of that joy. So, also, any decks that I mention or books, etc., are just done off of my recommendation. I am not sponsored by anybody. So they're just my personal recommendation, okay? So let's get to how to have the best tarot reading possible. There are a few little things I want to touch on. First, have questions in mind. Before you go into any tarot reading, have a few questions, have a few topics. If you're just there for love, have certain questions on that love related topic that you want to dive into. Don't just wing it off the top of your head. You might get distracted. You might get kind of flustered or whatnot and not ask things that you know that you really want to know the answer to. With that being said, you having those topics in your head or even written down, it is okay to go off topic. If something pops up, if you get questions or whatever, go off topic, lead where your intuition takes you, but it's always good to have some questions in mind. If you book with me with a reading, it says right on the thing, what do you want to talk about? Tell me. So that helps you get your brain going on what type of thing you want to talk about. Time frame and free will. So it is not good practice to sit down for a reading and ask for something and get knowledge that is 6 months to a year, lifetime down the road. It's just not feasible. Tarot is not magic. It is not something out of Harry Potter. What it is a divination tool. And yes, you are receiving messages from your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors, your angels, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same energy. So yes, it is to an extent, it's magic, but it's not going to dictate your life. All right. Tarot itself should never dictate your life. It should never make you have choices that if you don't feel comfortable with a choice, don't do it. With that time frame involved, everybody on this planet has free will, right? We all have the ability to make a choice at any point in time. That's the beauty of being on this earth school in this reincarnation right now. So with that being said, you have to think about if you are getting a reading and you're saying, hey, a year from now, where am I going to be? There's so many possibilities and so many options and so many choices and so many free will choices that are going to come before you that tarot cannot predict a year down the road and say, this is what's going to happen. What it can do is give you a snapshot of energy in the moment that you're reading it for. I say think about having a time frame of 2 to 6 weeks, max 6 weeks. I like to say 2 to 4 weeks. So once a month, if you feel comfortable with the reader, maybe check in with that reader, do a small check-in or a bigger read if you want to. That's your prerogative. But really narrow that time frame down to 2 to 6 weeks max, because you're going to get the best results because you are eliminating more and more and more choices that could be, skewed into the future, right? So if you're focusing on that time frame, you're going to have less options to choose from, less forks in the road to go down, and so you're going to be looking at a more accurate energy read. If you look at a year from now, you have not only your own free will choices that can kind of take you in any direction that you so choose, but you have other people in your life who also have free will, and they themselves can do an unpredictable decision that affects you and your life. Just like for family, friendships, especially romance readings, you can have your set path that you want to walk on, but somebody else who interacts with you, whether it be a romantic partner that you're interested in, a family member, a friend, etc., they also have free will. And if they decide to change their mind or do something different, it's going to directly affect you, and it's going to directly affect an outcome. Again, tarot, while it is a form of divination, is not magic in and of itself. It does not 1,000% predict your future where you can't escape it, you can't run from it, you can't whatever. It is a general snapshot of energy in the moment. That's all it is. It's not something that is destined or fated or something that you can't change. As I always say, if you don't like the outcome of a reading, change it. You have the free will to do so. You have the free will to say, I don't like what I heard, so maybe what changes do I need to make to get off of the path that I'm on so that I don't experience that? You're on a path, you're reading for that path. It's kind of just like a click snapshot in time, and if you don't like it, change the path. Similarity, you guys, it's Mercury retrograde. I can't talk. Why am I making these videos during Mercury retrograde? Anyways, sorry for not being able to talk. In a similar sense, if you like the reading, you can say, I really like that. Let me try to stay on this path as much as I can to have this outcome that I really want, right? Third thing, ask questions of your reader. While your reader is reading, if a question pops up, ask it. This is your reading. As I always say, never let a tarot reader dictate what you're going to talk about. Never let a tarot reader dictate the questions, the topics, what's going on. It is not their reading. It's your reading. You are in charge at every moment and every turn of your tarot read. So remember that. So if you have a question that pops up that you want more clarification on, or your initial question sparks another question, ask it, speak up, be a voice for yourself so that you get the answers that you want to know about, right? So always ask questions. It's your read. We as tarot readers are here to be a conduit of a message. It is not our message. It is not our read. We are here to, in essence, serve you for the messages that come through, to be that conduit in that method of divination for you. It's not our read, right? So take back your power. 4, take notes if you're able. If you're able to sit down and take a notebook with you. I know sometimes we walk through, we're like, you're at a Renaissance festival or whatever, you can't take notes. But if you're able to sit down, take a notebook, take notes. Look up the cards. If a card stands out or a card combination comes out and the reader's telling you about it, take notes on it. Take notes about what's said. That leads me into try to have a base knowledge of tarot. I promise you, sometimes it can seem daunting and scary, but it's really not. I'm going to, at the end of this, I'm going to show you a book that is a great starter book. If you get this book or something similar, sit down for one weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday, and go through the book. You're going to give yourself so much knowledge, and you're going to be able to know if the reader you chose is actually telling you the truth. That's a big thing. There's a lot of imposter readers here on these different platforms that just kind of make up what cards are, and it irks me so bad. So if you have a base knowledge of tarot, or you have a book where if you take notes, you can go back and look at it, you can kind of figure those things out for yourself. And also with those notes, you can go back and read on and refresh yourself on the tarot read you have. All right. Lastly, never book with a reader you don't like. If you feel weird about it, if they're shady, if they reach out to you for a reading, biggest red flag ever. Never reach out and never book with a reader who reaches out to you first. Any tarot reader worth their grain of salt will never reach out to you and will allow you to feel comfortable and DM or email them. All right, you guys? That's it for the first episode. We will have more of these. Let me know in the comments below how you feel, what topics you want to talk about, and we will see you next time. I'm going to go get that book for you. Tarot, A Universal Language by Beatrix Quintana. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and blessed be. Till next time.